Hello, welcome you guys. This is Yelbira Plant and Tissue Culture, and today I'm going to be introducing you and helping you go through how to turn these guys, the plants in jars which you are going to be receiving from us, and turn them into the small little younglings like this, and eventually they're going to turn back into these huge plants that you guys are familiar with. First of all, you're going to need your TC plants. You're going to need some sphagnum moss and also some cocoa peat and perlite. You don't need all of this. I use only the sphagnum moss. It's okay too. This is sphagnum moss, cocoa peat and perlite, and you're going to need some small pot like this, like 2 inches. You're going to be needing water. Also, you're going to be needing the scales to measuring the chemicals. The first chemical I'm going to use, this is the fungicide. Especially this one, this is the carbendazim for your plants to get rid of the fungus, to prevent them. And also this is the iodine. You can either use the peroxide also to kill all the bacteria. And also this is the growth hormone, which I'm using right now is a B1, but you can use other stuff too that could be recommended by the manufacturer in your local area. This is the plastic cup, plastic tray with the plastic lid. And this is the one that we needed because when you put your plants inside, you're going to need to cover them. Also, if you don't have this, you can use the plastic cup like this. This plastic cup here, like a normal like boba tea plastic cups. And if you don't have this, you can use your glass in your home. Then you can use a plastic wrap on top. So these are all the tools that you're going to be needed for preparation and how to do acclimatization. Okay, first of all, you're going to need to dissolve all your chemicals, which is you're going to need the stainless steel bowl or any bowl that you can find in your home. You put water in each bowl for about 100 milliliter or 200. Your sphagnum moss, this comes dry and sterile. Just basically put them into water. So I'm going to put them into the bowl like this and pour in some water and try to soften them a little bit. Okay, let's go down to the chemicals. So if you have the scale here, you turn it on, then you as prescribed by your manufacturer. Like this one, I'm going to be putting about 0.2 grams into 100, or maybe it's okay for 200 milliliter of water. Put into the water and wait for them to dissolve. Maybe you can stir them around. And so for your third bowl here, you're going to need it for bactericide, or for in this case, I'm going to be using the iodine. Just a few drops for 100 milliliter. Okay. And the final bowl is you put the growth hormone like this, but this one is pretty crucial and you need to measure them carefully. Only a few. That's all. Alright, this is the fourth bowl. The first one is for cleaning only, cleaning your plants. So let's go. All the chemicals are prepared. Let's go for the first one. First of all, when you have your faucets here, make sure you clean them well, and then you open the jars like this. As you can see, you take the plants out, but make sure that you don't take them too harsh because you're going to damage the roots, which you don't want to do. As you can see, I put out with the gels here. So what do I need to do? I need to clean them and make sure that you clean all the gels out. You can use your hands for this step. Try to take out the gels. Make sure that you clean them well, and all the gels must be gone because if you don't, the fungus and the bacteria could come and eat the gels. Therefore, we're gonna end up with eating the roots and your plants. Make sure you have your brush to brush them away for all the gels. Now, the second step is to put them into carbendazim. Usually it takes like 15 minutes for each step. Okay, the next step after the 15 minutes of putting into the carbendazim, you're gonna put them into another bowl. The next bowl is the one that I put in the betadine, or in this case is an iodine, or peroxide is okay too. Put them inside the water and take everything out from the previous bowl to the next bowl. And again, leave them for 15 minutes. Okay, the last bowl that we're going to move it to is the bowl containing the B1 or the growth hormone like this. You put a few drops into this and then you move them from the previous bowl which contain iodine and put them into the next bowl, which is containing the growth hormone. So each step requires 15 minutes. Then after this, we're gonna wrap them around with some sphagnum moss that we have prepared earlier. Now your plants has been submerged into the growth hormone solution for 15 minutes already. So now it's ready to take them out and put them into some holding on materials. As I mentioned earlier, it's gonna be the most important one. This is the sphagnum moss, as you can see, some cocoa peat. The last thing is the perlite. I'm going to be using the 2-inch pot like this. First thing is you put some perlite underneath. Then you put some cocoa peat on top, just a little bit. After this, you can take out your plants. Now, starting with the colocasia, because it had, like you see, all the roots are clean right now. And the sphagnum moss that you have here, you make sure that they are all wet now. You have to take them out and then squeeze the water out, like really squeezing, because if the water remains too much in your sphagnum moss, it's going to be bad for your plants. For now, you need to wrap your roots onto the sphagnum moss. Normally I just like put them onto my hand like this. Put the moss on top, then you just wrap around like this. Okay, when they're ready, you put them into a pot like this, and then put on top with your cocoa peat. And one down. Now they're ready. And next step is, it's kind of messy, I'm sorry. So we put them into the container like this with the lid seal here. Put them inside. Now just before you close them, you can spray the water just a little bit, just small amount, and close them tightly like this, to make sure that when you leave them for outside, not into the sun, not into direct sunlight, but you put them into shade. If you don't have the place for your shelf for your plants, maybe you can put them just like beside the windows also. Just leave them like this, unopened, for probably 7 to 10 days. Just leave them unopened. It's going to be water and moisture out underneath the lid, but it's okay. It's totally okay. You don't need to worry so much, because when you put too much water inside, when you spray too much water, it's going to be too much moisture inside, then your roots are going to rot. For example, like this. This is the banana, the Musa Florida. They has been here for a month already. Put them inside like this. Probably water, just lightly spray them once a week only, and then they stay like this. This has been 1 month, and they are pretty much ready for the new environment. Like pot them in the regularly, okay? And when you pot them regularly, and they can survive the real environment like this, they're gonna grow more and more. When they are full, like 2-inch top, the 2-inch pot like this, they're too big, you just transfer them to the 4-inch like this. And then after this, you can take them, pot them anywhere you want. Okay, now when your plants are ready like this in the pot right this, I'm gonna be taking this guy to the outside nursery shelf. Let's go. As you can see, I have the nursery shelf like this outside, and they are put into like 60% to 80% shades. And this is Thailand, it's pretty hot, so under shade like this is okay. A little bit hot, but it's okay. For now, I just put this guy onto the shelf like this. But if you do not have the outside or outdoor shelf like this, I'm going to be taking you guys to the indoor shelf, which you can DIY pretty much, and they are pretty cheap to do so. As you can see here, right now I'm in the indoor. I'm freaking underneath the ladder right now, and this is a small shelf that I use. I rarely use them anymore because I have the outside, the sun bright, and good environment outside. But inside, like this, as you can see, I can have my plant like this already dressed up already, and put them under the LED lights like this. And this is a 40 centimeters shelf. Also, this is, you can all DIY by yourself. The lights, this is about 18 watts of the white daylight LED lights, and then you put them into like this. You need to inspect them, that if the new leaf showing up, then they are pretty ready for the harsh environment outside. So put them in like this and spray them only once a week, just lightly, and they are pretty okay. It's a similar result as the outdoor ones. Okay, so that is all for the indoors. Okay, now after your plants are ready under the sunlight and under shades for a while, when the new leaves come out, I cannot say how long, but usually it takes like 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 months, it depending on the plants. When the new leaves come out, it means that your plants are pretty much ready for taking them out and putting them into the real environment. But before you do that, you need to slightly open the lids because they can be shocked from rush in of the air and the moisture and the sunlight. You just pry open them a little bit, just like leave them for a few days, just 1 to 2 days, and then when they are pretty much ready, you can take them out and put them into under shade. And then when they grow tall enough, like grow big enough like this, then you can place them on the place that they like. So these are all the steps, and thank you for watching. And if you guys have any question, you can ask me directly. And this video going to be pretty much private for and exclusively for you guys only. So if you have any question, just DM me on Facebook or maybe on TikTok also. I will be available. And thank you for watching, and goodbye. Happy growing. Bye bye.